Obviously, I have like my own limited knowledge about it. I spent a little bit of time in my first year looking through the archives and familiarizing myself, but it's the kind of thing that so many people have been involved in. You get mixed up stories. Some people focus on one element, the more radical element. Other people focus on the sort of the environmental aspects of it. My understanding of the people's potato is that it's stemmed out of a lot of direct action related to the sort of Netanyahu riot. I think it was like in sort of, what is it, the late 90s or early 2000s. And it sort of tied into a feeling like a sort of like the bubblings up of general student sentiment towards neoliberal government policies, administrations that weren't interested in anything but making money, and sort of divide and conquer style governance. So I think that the history is also linked to the Bangladeshi Students Association played a key role, I think, also in sort of securing space that we were using at various times. The student union allowed us to serve in the basement of Reggie's at some point, I think in sort of 1999, 2000. It seems like obviously I'm not walking through it in like a chronological way, but it's very much, I think that the organization is sort of, it's sort of struck up by punctuation of different events. Like, it was the Concordia Food Collective before, which was a working group of CUPER Concordia. So you had students that were interested in food politics and social economy, wanting to get together and buy grains and beans. And then sort of a subsect of that group was more interested in cooking food, free food, and giving it to students. So then those two groups divided. The Concordia Food Collective became the Frigo Vert, which was sort of still interested in the bulk buying, which eventually evolved into what it is now, like a store. And the potato sort of went down the other path of just making food on a daily basis and providing it to students free of charge or by donation. But yeah, I think a lot of different people had hands in bringing it about. I feel like at the beginning as well, you had a Concordia Student Union at the undergraduate level that was really supportive and really sort of fostering these kind of student groups, and what gave birth to a lot of different fee levies. And then the sort of Middle Ages, I guess, of 2004 to 2008 was sort of like a lot of like more right-leaning or sort of more centrist student governments that were less interested in supporting that or working with students. So like a lot of these kind of like ups and downs would sort of create like the history that we're sort of experiencing, or that we have experienced. To focus more specifically on my history at the Potato, I was hired. Well, I started as a volunteer in 2009 and did that for about 18 months, I guess. It was sort of during my third year in philosophy, and I also spent a bit of time I would come in, and instead of focusing on my exams or studying, I would just wash dishes or eat food with other collective members. And then in, I guess it would have been 2010 or maybe midway through at the AGM, I was elected to the board of directors for the Potato, and I did that for about a year. And that was good. And then they had an opening at the collective sort of 2011, and I applied and was hired, and I've worked there for like the last 4 or 5 years.